right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safe Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's about to start at AM Radio. It's the Cool Bed Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromella intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
Let me say yeah.
Conor McDavid. Conor McDavid. McDavid. Remember that name.
I'm your huckleberry.
Here is Conor McDavid.
Oh, dude.
Conor McDavid.
Oh, dude.
Smart move. Here is beautiful. Remember that name.
No, 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 no. Conor has no limit. No, 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 no. Conor has no limit.
Conor McDavid. Remember that name.
No, no limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No, no limits. So why do you try? He'll score on his own, or he'll give it to dry.
Let me say yeah.
Conor McDavid.
Fans in heaven, cause of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, deep men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oil it for real, cause he has no limit.
No, 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 no. Conor has no limit. No, 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 no. Conor has no limit.
Remember that name.
Remember that name indeed, Conor McDavid. How about a conch for yesterday's birthday boy? Bones is in his glass breaks Skinner shutout song. I wish.
On a Creed Tuesday.
I wish we were able to deliver that to you today on a Creed Tuesday, but unfortunately we are not. But what a game from Stewart Skinner last night. The Stewart Skinner haters in the post-game chat last night were not to be seen.
No, yeah.
We're not to be seen. They were curled up in the fetal position in their bathroom.
Taking submissions today for the Stewart Skinner after a loss song, right? Like
Yeah,
maybe that's
I mean, the guy's been automatic. We'll get to that as we work our way through the show today. But the Edmonton Oilers getting it done, 1-0, out-kinging the Los Angeles Kings.
Makes my day.
Hey, we can't let that clip slide last week. Like the Reed Wilkins makes my day is not a one-off.
Checkmate.
That is not a one-off clip. So we've got that locked and loaded again as well. Connor McDavid scoring on his birthday.
Makes my day.
God, love it. Watching the Vikings get eliminated from the playoffs.
Makes my day.
I was saying that as a Detroit Lions fan. That's the way.
yeah,
Mind you, the Rams do scare me. I said it before this week.
Yeah, I don't think you played the clip for that. Yeah.
If I was Eagles fans, my day would not be made.
No.
Right now, I think the Rams are going to be a pretty tough out, and we'll see how that sorts it out. We'll get to the
JJ
NFL
McCarthy
stuff.
last night on Sam Darnold's performance.
Makes my day.
Maybe.
Probably. I mean, that's probably the case. That's a good one, buddy. I like that. All right. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. The Nielsen Show is brought to you by our partners out at South Fort Chevrolet. Daniel and his great team out there. Go see them. Drive a little, save a lot. And by a lot, we're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars. www.southfortchev.com. They've got the 2025 Silverado 1500 Custom Crew. They've got that one that they're moving right now, with payments at $150 bi-weekly for a brand new pickup truck. That's a steal of a deal. And then they've got the 2025 Trax on right now for $148 bi-weekly. And they've got a ton of them in stock as well. Also, in January, they're offering 90-day payment deferrals or up to $10,000 in cash back to help pay off the holidays and whatever else built up over the year 2024. Of course, they're on approved credit. OAC. On approved credit. I've learned that since working with South Fort Chevrolet. That's OAC. That's what it works at. You can text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox. 22 stores in 4 provinces. And, of course, one amazing website, www.parisjewelers.com. Flexible payment options. Do not pay for 1 year. I want to see Paris Jewelers and South Fort Chevrolet work together on a deal where you do not pay for 1 year, but you get a bunch of jewelry inside that crew cab for $150 bi-weekly.
Honey, come out and see the new truck I got. Okay, she goes in, and then hey, pop the glove compartment, and you get a little something.
And there's a diamond ring.
Everybody's happy, right?
And there's a diamond ring. Oh, wouldn't that be terrific?
I do love the Paris Jewelers inbox, though. Walking in, first text I see from last night. Very good breakdown with Reed tonight. Thanks, Donnie M.
Yeah, anytime Reed's
it's
on.
It's just
man.
beautiful.
It was. I watched the entire post-game show last night. And Reed Wilkins is the perfect guy to come on and sort of wrap things up. I thought he was excellent.
But since then, though, I mean, it's Creed Tuesday, it's Tombstone Tuesday. The Oilers win. Like
oh my God!
The inbox is taking a pounding. Corey B has already called it that he's coming after text of the day. It's basically his to take.
What?
So it's a go. And the Sam Darnold stuff. Like there's a lot of paths to victory this morning. It is
a pretty busy inbox today, which is good. That means one of you is going to win text of the day today for A&W. Hey, and if you love breakfast, A&W loves you. For a limited time at A&W, you can enjoy 2 bacon and eggers for only $6. Freshly cracked egg, topped with a delicious layer of cheddar cheese and crispy smoked bacon, served on your choice of a freshly toasted English muffin or that classic seeded bun. Breakfast is served all day, so you can stop by A&W all day. All day breakfast, man. That's when we really that's when society took that next step towards space travel.
Well, just remember when we didn't. And how frustrating it was. How frustrating it was. I mean, we're all used to it now. Some people weren't even alive. But you know what I mean? Like you're kind of bored into it. But yeah,
I don't think Marshall and Elizabeth have always. They just think it's always been all day breakfast. Like they don't understand what we suffered through. 2 bacon and eggers or 2 sausage and eggers or one of each for only $6.
I like that one of each option.
Participating Edmonton area A&Ws only until January 26th. So you got to move on this. But that's an absolutely tremendous deal. And all-day breakfast has just been an absolute game changer. Like, slide on in. Oh, man, I'm kind of hungry right now. What time is it? It's 8 p.m. You know where I could go? I only have $6. What am I going to do? Oh, I know. 2 sausage and eggers. Please. My goodness. I might have been jumping a little bit compared it to like the next step before space travel, but
I don't know about that.
I
think you're fine where you are.
Imagine going to another planet and bringing 2 sausages and eggers with you.
Well, I'm sure you go there and you say, hey, boy, it's been a long trip. Would sure love a breakfast. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. We don't serve it at this time. Like, they probably
You mean
don't
if the aliens come here?
Well,
or
no, if you go to another planet,
yeah.
I'm sure they don't have all-day breakfast. I mean, it's...
I bet you other planets don't even have sausage and eggers. Like, they haven't even created that yet. We're probably the only planet in the whole universe that has sausage and eggers. Think about that on a Tuesday morning. All of the human race knowing that we're the only planet that has sausage and eggers.
Makes my day.
Take that, other planets. Holy smokes. What a great way to start the show, realizing how lucky we really are.
Yeah, Uranus.
All right. Joking aside, there's got to be another planet with life, right? Has to be.
Don't start going off on these.
No,
I can't get back to the show.
It's good to know that they're as inept as us because they haven't got here either.
We'll meet in the middle.
You know how disappointing it's going to be if another life form lands on our planet and we realize that they're way smarter than us. They're like, hey, look at us. We traveled 1 million light years to get here. And we're like, yeah, but there's 2 sausage and eggers for $6 on Earth.
Or you get 1 bacon, 1 sausage.
Yeah, you can mix them up.
Do whatever.
Okay. I mean, that's... All right, let's refocus. This is what happens when the others only score 1 goal, even in a win,
This is what happens when you...
Yeah. This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
That's what Mark Killam said yesterday at the CFL coaches
We'll
meetings.
get to Mark Killam. Trev, you got to watch Big Lebowski, buddy. I'm telling you, you will absolutely love it.
I will. I watched Snatch over the weekend.
You did, hey?
I did. Yes, I did.
Good for you. But put Lebowski on the list this weekend.
So Lebowski is on the list because I believe you guys. See, you told me Snatch was going to be amazing, and it was amazing. I love, I feel like movies today's day, you can just predict everything. The girl or the guy always gets the girl.
Hey, no spoilers on Snatch. I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can't spoil it. It's like, it's just one turn after another. I'm like, where the heck is this movie going? Like, I had no idea. And that's what was so beautiful about it.
I can't believe you, of all people. It seems like it's in your wheelhouse.
Does it have hard to understand accents? Because that's why I haven't watched Peaky Blinders. Like, I watched the first 5 episodes.
It's funny. I didn't understand what anyone was saying, but it was brilliant. That's part of it.
I didn't understand what anyone was saying, but it was a brilliant movie.
It was.
All right. Well, anyway, watch Lebowski, buddy. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I remember
you have to watch Snatch. It's a 1-for-1 here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what?
to
It's a
watch
little
Snatch.
bit of a quiet weekend. We don't have a ton of minor hockey this weekend. Maybe I will watch Snatch one of these nights.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was my buddy Ferg actually, who made our website and stuff. He's got a media company down in Lethbridge. He's the one. He's like, you got to come watch Big Lebowski with me. I was just like, well, I haven't really heard of it. He goes, no, man. He goes, I know you're going to love this movie. So we went and watched it. I've probably watched Lebowski 200 times in my life. Like, I absolutely love that movie. You want a toe? I can get you a toe.
I still...
like, it's just an all-time.
I forgot about the scene about...
It has like one of the most F-bombs like in movie history.
You can walk.
This guy can walk, dude. He's a phony. And he picks him up and drops him and he can't walk.
Oh, my God.
Or when they're going to the exchange and he's got the ringer and it's just all of his underwear. He's like, pass me the ringer. The what? Pass me the ringer. And then he's got the gun. He's like, you didn't think I was rolling out of here naked, did you? He's a Vietnam vet who still like thinks he's like, he still kind of acts like he's there. You got to watch it. Yeah, Lebowski's just absolute best. Absolute best. All right, 780-218-9999. We got sidetracked there for a little bit. We're going to lay out the show for you this morning. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up if you like the Oilers out-kinging the Kings. Hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube today. Smells like a 300 like show. Easy peasy. Let's go. Hammer the thumbs up over there. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Here is the show for you today. Morning announcements coming up for 100.3 The Bear. Some NFL. We'll get to the NFL game. Some CFL news that we'll continue to get to as best offseason ever continues. The morning after show coming up just after 6:30 this morning. Craig Button is going to pop by for Pro-Am Sports. C. Butts will join us just after 7 o'clock today. We'll get his thoughts on a goaltending battle between Kemper and Skinner. And talk a little bit about the Kings have been a good team this year. There's no doubt about it. We're going to talk a little bit about the success that they've had so far as well with Craig Button. We're going to get fired up for Jemco Fireplaces around 7:20ish today. Cool bets. We've got our tournament. Our next poker tournament is going to be happening 2 weeks tomorrow, January 29th.
Chinese New Year.
Wednesday, January 29th.
Year of the Snake.
Some cards. At the Year of the Snake.
So who's going to be snaking out whom on that Wednesday? Hey?
I'm going to be streaming live and going like this the whole time. Like hissing like a snake.
How could you not tune in?
The whole time. Anytime I have a good hand, I'm going to talk like Sir Hiss from Robin Hood.
Wow.
Weekly confession. Anyway, we're going to build an early bird special today for Cool Bet. 4 games this weekend. We'll pick 3 of them. Weekly confessions just after 7:30 this morning. One confession is Brundon's not here. We thought he was in today, but he hasn't shown up yet.
When do we get concerned? Like
I don't know. I mean, should we text him, Trev, and be like,
nice
I sent him a text.
You did send a text.
Yeah.
just because hopefully you didn't get in an accident or something.
Yeah, anything like that. I want to check in.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be with us all week. So this could just be a classic practicum second morning.
Yep.
Okay, just.
Well,
he smells like an
just
ironic
a tired
move.
boy. He
smells like an ironic move. I told him he didn't need to come in.
Yeah, that is what it feels like.
But didn't tell us.
To be honest with you, I could see Wannick having told Brundon, don't worry, they'll come in around 7.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Could be the case. Yeah, for the listeners and viewers at home that don't know, Brundon is from
Yeah.
Camrose, so he was up at 2:30 yesterday. 2 o'clock or 2:30, making his trek in.
He might have just quit.
He's
Like after yesterday,
I can't do this.
what it
he might
takes.
have just quit his practicum. He might have been like, you know what? I'm going to get into carpentry.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to Nate again and take something else.
Yeah, maybe.
That could be the case. Anyway, weekly confessions for Spectrum Rental just after 7:30. The Fan Zone. Fans1st.ca. We'll talk a little bit about Jeff Skinner there. Are they healthy scratching him so he'll waive his no move so they can trade him? Interesting theory. We'll get to that around 7:45 today. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. That hurts for James H. Brown. The focus today will be Sam Darnold's bank account. We'll get there around 8:25. Gage will pop by around 8:30. And, of course, the smash hit Marmot Basin Snow Report to let you know what's happening up on the hill. Plus the wrap for William Huff. So lots to get to as we work our way through the show this morning. Let's get in your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. Yukon and McCord every single morning, and Jess Jackson, she's watching our afternoon shows every single afternoon.
Did they? Has all that been rectified? The phone call, everything's kind of back to normal now in terms of the phone call.
Well,
the morning hit.
So yesterday they called me at 5:24
because it screwed up our day.
Today they
maybe
called
our
at 5:36.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Can we get some consistency, please?
Oh. Thought they had to be on the clock.
Classic FM radio situation. What are you supposed to do in that? I do take back what I said yesterday about I look forward to them getting canned by Bell, but
you were fired up, shall we say?
I was a little perturbed.
Maybe some words that
a little perturbed yesterday. Yukon Jack actually came by yesterday.
Yeah,
he was playing. He came and played Tecmo for like an hour and a half
on the controls.
I think we got to start charging him only him for that usage of that machine
by the minute.
Yeah, like if he rolls back in today, I'm gonna be like, uh-oh. We got a problem on our hands.
Yeah, well, make it coin operated again, hey?
That would not be good. Not be good at all. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Let's take the inbox for a little bit of a run. Buzz in Nebraska texts in and says, but sure, they're smart for traveling to Earth, but maybe the wrong focus if they haven't even created sausage and eggers. What are they doing with all their pigs and chickens? Talking about the aliens traveling to our.
They have sausage, but they haven't figured out the patty form yet. The patty sausage just blows their mind.
Yeah, they just have linked sausages.
Yeah, they can't understand.
Oil City Dynasty texts in and says, Brundon, his parents deserve a fine for naming him that.
Well,
no, his name is something else. We just call him Brundon.
Brendan. Yeah.
Great.
It's Paul.
That's a great line. Yeah. All right, Colton in Quesnel. Morning, boys. 1-0 in a tight checking playoff-like atmosphere game last night proves, and he puts proves in capitals, says proves this team is on the cusp. I love it when somebody uses cusp. He's on the cusp of going on another deep run. Out-hitting a physical Kings team shows a lot of promise, but there's still need for some additional grit. Let's get controversial with the trade deadline on the horizon. Who would be your mid-season addition?
Controversial?
Why do we got to get controversial? I mean, it's one of the things we'll discuss with the fan zone today. If you can convince Jeff Skinner to waive his no move, or at least be open to a trade, and he might be if he's just like, wait, I'm not even going to get to play in the playoffs, even if we make the playoffs, because you're healthy scratching me in the biggest game of the season.
Yeah, give Knobloch the jackass.
I mean, then you flip Skinner for some of that tenacity that Colton and Quesnel is talking about. I think that could be something that you could look at as well.
But who trades their fourth leading goal scorer?
Hey, that's how you sell it.
I know, but that's it's
anybody looking
it's
for
funny that
anybody looking for another team's fifth leading goal scorer?
Hey, yeah.
Hello. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
Makes my day.
Send in your Reed makes my day text today too. That could be how you get in the mix for the A&W thing. All right, Rams last night taking care of business. TCB.
Yeah, 9 sacks, tying a playoff record on old Sammy D.
So how much now? You always want to look at the offensive line when a team surrenders 9 sacks, but Sam Darnold did not manage that pressure very well.
Right.
I don't think the team offensively adjusted their game enough to deal with the pressure that the Rams were bringing. And really, I mean, 5 of the 6 NFL wildcard games this weekend had no drama at all whatsoever, including last night's game. How much of that loss was on the Vikings, and how much credit do you just give to a Rams team that started the season slow because they were banged up, but have been pretty damn good for the last 2.5 months?
I think I told you, too, off air that there's a narrative right now specifically around L.A. I mean, I don't think you can go to every team. I mean, we had a team from L.A. in here last night that didn't pick up a win. However, this was a pretty tumultuous week for the Rams, having to move that game to Arizona. You saw the pregame hype festivities, and I'm not saying that in a positive kind of jovial mood, but it was it was something. And for the Vikings to kind of walk into that, too, it's a little tough. So I think the Rams kind of have that right now, a bit of that buzz going. They're playing for something more, not just themselves, the team trying to get a Super Bowl, but the city of L.A. Stafford, 2 touchdowns. I mean, Darnold had a pick. Vikings also had a fumble. So a couple of turnovers, all the sacks. I think they were terrible on third down efficiency. It was over before it started. I mean, I didn't bother watching the second half.
Second half
Once
was
the Oilers
not
game
required.
started, I didn't. There was no point. So it was really a no sweater for the Rams. The Vikings were never really a threat. I know a few people online were grumbling about Justin Jefferson disappearing again in big games, but again it takes 2 to tango there and getting in the ball.
When your quarterback is under fire the entire game, I don't know how much you hang on Justin Jefferson.
No, but I mean I don't know. It's just. Is this just the Vikings? I mean, a lot of people online, this is just a regular season team. A lot of suffering when it comes to postseason. So, Sam Darnold over the past couple of weeks not doing himself any favors. I think the Rams kind of, charged up by everything going on in L.A. And as you mentioned, I mean, they were banged up. They're now healthy and rounding into form. And if you get hot at this stage of the season, that's really all that matters. They found their way in a weak division, getting that home field, albeit in Arizona, but. Yeah, I asked you before, is it Eagles or Rams that you, as a Lions fan, assuming you get by the Commanders in an NFC championship game, who you'd be more worried about? And it's maybe easy to say the Rams this morning, given the score.
But I was worried about the Rams last week.
Yeah, and I don't think we saw the full Eagles team either in that win against the Packers.
I think I might still rather take Sirianni's Eagles over McVay's Rams.
Yeah, they just seem to have a bit of a mojo right now, and healthy and playing well, and Stafford's been there, done that. So why not them?
780-218-9999. A couple of good text messages. Well, lots of good text messages flying in so far today, and we're going to get to a bunch of those as we work our way through the show this morning. Corey B is in and says Sam Darnold must be in his own prison after that performance. He should have been able to raise his game to a higher level with a new contract on the line. With arms wide open, he let the Rams defense walk all over him. He must be pretty torn up about it this morning on a Creed Tuesday. Not bad, Corey.
Yeah.
Not bad, Corey B.
Interesting choice of words.
Yeah,
or you could
I
go
see
with
what he's doing there.
Nash and Whitecourt. Fogel, more like no goal. Lots of routes.
Lacombe Drew. Corey B thinks he'll get text of the day. I think Corey A+ has a better chance.
I like this going at it. Yeah.
I think Corey A+ has a better chance. That's pretty good. Canadian Football League news. Dylan Mitchell signing with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So released by...
Filling the Ontario Wilson void, hey?
That's pretty similar receivers, actually.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be in that X spot in the offense for the Bombers. But quick turnaround. I mean, Dylan Mitchell cut by the Double E, scooped up by the Bombers almost immediately. Saw a report from 3 Down yesterday that, well, I guess it was from Mark Killam. We'll get to Killam a little bit later on. But Killam saying that they are in negotiations with Geno Lewis to possibly have him stick around. I saw Dunk sort of elaborated on that a little bit. With the money moved by releasing Dylan Mitchell, I mean, sprinkle a few of those bucks towards Geno. Plus, he's not going to make, like, Ed Hervey's not paying a receiver $300,000. This is not going to happen. But can you get Geno at slightly more money than Reggie Begelton? Can you get Geno at $260 for a couple of years?
I'm not against him coming back at all. I just thought that maybe the time and the situation kind of expired to a certain degree. But hey, if you can bring back a guy like him with his veteran poise back there, and again helping a guy like Trey Ford find his way under center, why not? At a reasonable price, of course. That's the key. But yeah, talking's talking. You might as well be talking. You can't don't unplug the phone, right? You see what's out there and see.
Well, and we'll see what ends up happening when we get to the CFL tampering window, and if Geno Lewis, are you in there for other teams to tamper with, Geno? Hello, Geno Lewis, are you still inside the CFL tampering window?
There are receivers on this tampering window, right? Hello.
There are receivers. A shout out Nisku Glass for our CFL tampering
and
window.
Windsor Plywood with the
and Windsor Plywood
assume
Ledoux. I would think that's probably where they got that wood from. But now with Dylan Mitchell being gone, I'm almost kind of like, well, they kind of have to keep Geno Lewis.
Well,
or they're going to have to go hunting for a wide receiver.
You have to bring this up. I don't think you can go into a season where you just have a bunch of... I mean, some teams go that route and you decide to splash your money in other areas, but I think you do need a key piece, somebody to attract the secondary's attention to help Trey Ford.
Most teams have one, but look at Calgary last year. They only had Reggie Begelton.
You can get by
They really only had Reggie Begelton. And I thought it was one of the reasons that Jake Marin, their offense, struggled. Unless he was throwing it to Reggie Begelton, there was nothing happening in that offense. So,
are we all sleeping on Trey Odom's Dukes?
Well, I thought he was brought in as like a Geno Light to replace Geno.
Yeah.
But he's a different type of receiver than Dylan Mitchell. So,
and I
don't know.
I have some time for him. I think that
for Trey Odom's Dukes.
I think this could be
and you're heating up for Trey Odom's Dukes.
I mean, this is a start of a new day for him. He's not too far into the league. He's just hitting it in CFL like years, like dog years. He seems to be a guy that should be hitting some sort of a stride. So we shall see, but. Yeah, I mean, in terms of Geno, keep talking. See what happens.
780-218-9999 if you want to chime in on that. We're going to dive into the morning after show coming up next. Deeper dive on the Oilers game. Pretty much take us from 6:30 all the way up to 7 o'clock. Craig Button just after 7 o'clock this morning. We'll hear what Leon Draisaitl had to say last night. And by the way, Trey Odom's Dukes, receiver for Calgary a couple years ago, was on the injury reserve all of last season, was signed last week by Edmonton, and also made an appearance on EST Afternoons last week. I was actually sitting in my truck listening to that with Hernan and Gager on EST Afternoons. So if you want to go back and subscribe to the EST Afternoons podcast, you can listen to that interview with Trey Odom's Dukes. Morning After Show is on the way. This text is in from Vance Van Vandervan. The Big Lebowski is such a good movie, a religion formed around the philosophy of the dude. I know this to be a true fact because I am an ordained minister in said religion.
Ordained.
I love it. I love it. Let's get to an update right now for Nisku Glass with LTE morning after show and a little Creed Tuesday on the other side.
Conor McDavid with the lone goal of the night, his 17th on his birthday. The Oilers blanked the Kings 1-0. Stewart Skinner, 30 saves for Edmonton, who are now 4 points up on LA for second in the Pacific and 4 points back of Vegas for top spot. Oilers hit the road for 3 beginning tomorrow in Minnesota. Just 2 other games last night. The Flyers rallied past the Panthers 4-3, and the Flames defeating Chicago 5-2. A jam-packed schedule tonight in the NHL, which will see 13 games. Matt Stafford tossed a pair of touchdowns. Sam Darnold sacked 9 times. That ties a playoff record. The Rams go on to defeat the Vikings 27-9. LA will visit the Eagles Sunday afternoon in the divisional round. Over to the NBA, where the Raptors snapped a 5-game slide with a 104-101 victory over the Warriors. Raptors host the Boston Celtics tomorrow night, 7 games around the NBA later this evening. Gabriel Diallo and Denis Shapovalov both advancing to the second round at the Australian Open last night. Rebecca Marino, meanwhile, was bounced in opening round action. Felix Auger-Aliassime will take to the court tonight in second round play against Spaniard Alexander Davidovich at 9:40. Sports Update brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way than to give them a deal? Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window and door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your winter and spring renovation projects now.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. On a Creed Tuesday, thank you very much for being here. If you're watching over on YouTube right now and you're not smashing the thumbs up, you must not have thumbs. I mean, easy enough. Hammer that. Doesn't cost you a single thing and helps push our content out to other people who are like-minded individuals as per yourself, I guess is how I would say that.
And Corey B, who's taking a pounding in the Paris Steelers.
What?
People are coming after me.
Now, with that being said, Corey B did not call his shot on the text of the day. You said that he called a shot.
Well, he just kind of...
He sent in a Creed text, but did he actually say I'm winning text of the day with this?
Where was this
I don't think I saw that.
No, he sent in about 20 texts thus far this morning. At 6 o'clock, I'm coming after text of the day this morning, and he has just unloaded a clip on Sam Darnold specifically. He also has a Jeff Skinner trade proposal. And
I will say this, much better than some of those other ones. Sam Darnold is a quarterback, more like... Oh, still playing Creed. My bad. Hang on. Sam Darnold is a quarterback, more like a quarter sack. Like that's better than some of the other ones that he's.
Vance Van Vandervan, Corey B, more like Corey not going to be eating A&W later. Pat in the county says Corey B tripping if he thinks he's winning this thing.
All right. Well, we'll see. Library Pat, my hearing Creed in its proper Tuesday place after a professional win by the Oilers.
makes my day.
It was professional.
A very professional
That's
win last
with
night.
a capital P.
As professional as they come, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. All right, let's get in your morning after show as the Oilers shut out the Kings 1-0.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
6:37, the morning after the win. The morning after the night before. Nielson Show brought to you by Southport Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Ian from Morville, who brought us in those blizzards yesterday.
Yeah, interesting theory.
He brought us in 3 of the Reese's chocolate chip blizzards yesterday.
Cookie dough.
And Reese's chocolate chip cookie dough. Yeah, Reese's cookie dough.
It's just delicious, yeah.
Absolutely delicious. Anyway, he has a theory on why Brundon's not here today. It's because he didn't bring Brundon a blizzard. So Brundon just was like, that's it. I'm out.
I don't mind that hill
Yeah.
dying on. Like
I like 15 years from now, Brundon working somewhere else, and people are like, what were you thinking of doing, like in your early 20s? And he goes, well, I was going to get into broadcasting. Oh, what happened? What's that story? Well, I was doing my practicum at Edmonton Sports Talk, and on my 4th day, they brought in blizzards, but nobody brought me a blizzard, so I quit.
But he says Ian from Warrenville. Like, never forgets the name.
Yeah, Ian from Morinville. Ian from Morinville ruined my hopes
This
and
guy.
dreams in broadcasting. That's too good. All right. The Edmonton Oilers 1-0. The only goal, Conor McDavid 17th on his birthday, late in the second period, off a Darnell Nurse rebound after a backhand feed from Leon Draisaitl set Nurse up with a juicy shot in the slot. Kemper makes a good first save, but kicked that rebound right out to McDavid, who was old Johnny on the spot waiting.
Hiding out in Draisaitl's office,
And
eh?
and bangs it in. That was the only goal of the game last night. But let's get into the EST big moment that happened here in the morning after show today. Rick, what are you going with?
I'm going to say coming out of that opening period scoreless.
Yeah.
And you can take your pick of Skinner saves, the 2-on-1.
That has to be the moment, right?
Sure, but I just think that period as a whole, LA didn't let them. I mean, it was like a cat with a ball of yarn there. They were playing around and toying with them. The shots, I mean, whatever you want to say. But I think they should have either been up at least 1, maybe 2-0 in that first. So I think coming out of that period scoreless and then finding their way into the game, ultimately getting the birthday boy goal, which was a key to a victory yesterday that I mentioned, the birthday boy.
And also, what was my game day prediction? Skinner would be one of the 3 stars last night. We nailed it.
We hit it out of the park. We
Boom. Love it.
We drew up the program. But yeah, I'm going to say coming out of that opening frame scoreless, another slow start from this team, which maybe is just as expected now, but certainly keeping them off the board, and that had a lot to do with Stewart Skinner, which I'll get to more in the super stats of the
We definitely will. That save on the 2-on-1. The Oilers, I know it was an interesting debate last night on the GCL Diesel postgame show, and if you haven't checked that out yet, obviously you can listen to the podcast. It's on the Oil Stream podcast feed. You can watch it over on YouTube as well. Good show last night. Matt Cassie and Reed Wilkins with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. They were talking about, they kind of described the start of the game sloppy as opposed to, a slow start. I think we're kind of 6 one way, half a dozen the other.
Whatever word you want to use.
The Oilers... The bottom line is in the first 10 to 12 minutes of that hockey game, the Oilers didn't have as much jump as the Kings, I thought. The Kings seemed a little bit hungry earlier in that game. When the Oilers got that first power play, when Henrique drew that penalty, I think that's where things started to turn a little bit. And from that point on, it was a very evenly played hockey game. But from that point on, I thought the Oilers were slightly better.
That snapped their buzz a bit. That's when it started. I'll
That
also look
penalty,
at
yeah.
I'll also look at Kapanen making it a 4-on-4, and they're mentioning that on the broadcast of opening the ice a bit more, like coming to McDavid's aid there when Laferriere got him in the leg up. I mean, that's what led to the McDavid goal, was that 4. So yeah, maybe even Kapanen going in and knowing what he has to do and kind of open the ice up a bit.
All right, super stat of the night. What are we going with?
1.000, 1.000, 1.000, 1.000, 1.
That's Stewart Skinner's save percentage last night.
And 9-0 after a defeat. Now,
Yes,
for Stewart Skinner.
We're going to come back around to that with Fired Up after we chat with Craig Button. But Mr. Bounce Back,
Yeah,
that's what he is. Mr. Bounce Back.
which is encouraging.
Damn near perfect
Yeah.
after losses. Well, he is perfect
30 saves.
after losses so far this season. He turns aside 30 last night. Trev, what do we think of the execution of this 11-7? They went 11-7 yesterday. Josh Brown ends up playing 623. Stetcher plays 654. Emerson played 1706. Tommy Gazzola actually laid it out. That was the 4th most minutes he'd played so far this season. He was out there in the critical moments of the game later on with Matthias Ekholm. But do you think they run back with this 11-7 again? Like, if you're Jeff Skinner sitting there healthy scratched so they can play Josh Brown 6 minutes and 23 seconds, I don't know what's going through your head right now.
Yeah, he's got to be a little ticked on that. What do I think on 11? Yeah, so I don't think that this is something you're going to get used to. I don't see why you would when
They
it's
don't become
Josh
11-7
This
team,
is
right?
they're not 11-7 team. I think this is more of, look, let's just really kind of maybe just surprise the Kings a little bit. Just give them, because last game it was 12-6, so that's the only thing I can really think of is we'll just get. And I think they really wanted to get some forwards like Connor and Leon out there a little bit more, maybe. But I don't think that you're going to be getting used to this a heck of a whole lot. I guess that's my take on it. But boys, I was fired up after last night's game.
Were you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Jemco Fireplaces?
Yeah, I might be, but it's starting to get that time. I'm starting to get goosebumps, and I didn't say this, but I woke up I had a dream last night, and the Oilers. I haven't had this feeling since the finals, and the Oilers were back in the finals. And
In your dream?
Yes, and I woke up and I was like, I was breathing heavy. I was like, oh my
Sheets
gosh,
soaked.
Yes, I was sweating like crazy, and I was just like, so driving in today, I had a significant smile on my face, but. It's about that, and I think that's why. It was playoff hockey last night. That's exactly what that was, and it just reminded me of the playoffs. I'm just getting ready.
Who are they playing in the Cup final?
I don't know.
Do you remember
I don't
from
know.
your dream?
No.
It's a silhouette
I know
team,
they, but it was I think it was Game 7. Something significant happened,
What?
and then all of a sudden I heard my alarm, so I woke up. But
So you don't know if they won or lost
no,
again?
I have no idea. But I know they're in the finals according to my dream.
Trev, you should go back to sleep immediately.
Okay.
I want to know the rest. I want to know the rest of this dream.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Oh my goodness! All right, the 3 stars of the hockey game last night. The easiest 3 stars ever to pick.
Easiest 4 stars, really, too.
In a 1-0 shutout, it's always the same: winning goalie, losing goalie, goal scorer. That's what we had last night. Stewart Skinner, first star of the game. Darcy Kemper. There's not a lot of extra movement there with Darcy Kemper, eh?
Well,
pretty toit.
I think the Kings' goaltending has been a bit of a heel for them. They found a guy here, and we were talking yesterday about how much the Kings worry. They did make your list, albeit
they
down
made
in
the list, yeah.
down in the 5. But Trev was a little more concerned. I mean, and seeing last night what you saw with that goaltending too. Look, maybe obvious, but it's going to be another tough out, and maybe the toughest out that this Kings team has provided the Oilers.
Connor McDavid, the 3rd star. Who was the 4th star?
Leon
of the
Draisaitl.
hockey game.
He
Leon
made the goal.
Draisaitl.
I mean, the goal was him. And it's kind of funny that McDavid's residing in his office there for it, but Draisaitl did the legwork. He was didn't look lazy on that play, did he?
No, he did
body
not.
language and everything aside. So yeah, I'll go with Leon Draisaitl assisting the birthday boy last night.
The 38th star of the hockey game last night. You know what? A guy who almost had zeros across the board, was great on the dot, but Philip Deneau, no shots, no hits, no takeaways, 1 giveaway. That's the stat line last night. And in a game like this where, I mean, both teams played pretty well. It was a well-played hockey game. I guess I'll look at a guy like Deneau with zeros essentially all the way across the board. Not a shot, not a hit, not a takeaway.
Fogle
Only had a
5
giveaway.
shots too. Hey?
And that was a bit. Well, Fogle was shooting.
trying
He was
there,
looking
yeah.
for that
Yeah,
one.
He was.
Right, he was looking for that one, but did not get it. All right, let's hear what Leon Draisaitl had to say after the game last night. As Eric said, 4th star of the game, and thought he was excellent once again, as he has himself in the Hart Trophy
Jaw-jacking, too.
conversation.
He wasn't quiet on the ice there. He was letting the explicits fly.
Let's hear what Leon had to say last night.
Early save from Stu, and really, if you look back, huge part of the game.
Yeah, really big save, great timing. Gives us a chance to kind of find our legs and get into the game. So, yeah, he was obviously great tonight.
Felt you guys got better as the game went on, a little slow start.
Yeah, a really slow start. Didn't really have our legs. Thought they were better than us in the first period, but those games seem to happen sometimes when you're coming off a long road trip. So I thought we found our legs fine, and obviously hung on at the end and did a good job defending.
Take us through that play going up to the winner there. You burned Lewis pretty good on there, had a good play behind the net. Take us through that.
Yeah, it was a loose puck, and I thought I had to jump on a race, and came up with it. And then Nursey took a great route there, really smart play by him, and good bounce on Davis' stick, of course.
Did you feel like it was sort of to be a little bit patient and figure things out a little bit at their blue line and that kind of thing? Leon took a bit of time.
Yeah, you always have to be patient with them. They're a good team. They defend well. They're very patient, so you have to be patient as well. So thought we did a good job after the first.
Do they play any different than the team you've been going up against for 3 years? Do you notice any more offensive, chance taking or anything? Or no?
No, they're just a good team. They got a lot of good players. Obviously, their system in the neutral zone has changed a little bit, but it's just two good teams going at it. Obviously, two teams that know each other really well. You're going to get games like that if that's the case.
And with the 3 centers tonight, you got to play with Perry and Kapanen a little bit, and whoever seemed to play at that duo you guys generated. What do you think of their play just together and what they're doing well lately?
Yeah, I think they just complement each other really well. Cappy obviously has great legs and good skill and makes a lot of plays. Pear is really good in the offensive zone, one of the best in the league still. So just I think the duo, or they complement each other really well. So not surprised that it worked well.
You got some big games coming up here. I guess this is almost like an extended road trip, coming home for one and then going back on the road. Just give me a thought on the Minnesota and Colorado. There's 2 tough games coming up here back to back.
Yeah, obviously we got three good teams here coming up, and schedule has been tight. Lots of games lately, lots of travel for us, but you got to find a way to win those games as well. And we're going on the road, and start with Mini and try and get 2 points there.
Yeah, the Colorado. Sorry, go
Going back to the goal there, did you sense or did you see that Trevor Moore was there? Was it like it was a forward and maybe you could kind of do some damage? Or?
Yeah, I mean, the puck just hopped over his stick, and I had my momentum going that way, so I thought I could maybe win that race or get inside position on him, and just took a chance.
Don't want to look too far ahead, but you're going to have 4 of the top goal scoring players in the league when you play Colorado. How fun will that be to go up against some of those guys?
Yeah, it's always a challenge. Really good players. Obviously, that line is as dynamic as it gets, and you doing that on purpose? No, you're good. No, you're good. But yeah, it's always a challenge against them. So we got lots of great players ourselves. So yeah, just good.
6:51 on the Nielson Show. That's Leon Draisaitl's availability. You heard at the end, if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, at the end there, you heard him say, "Are you doing that on purpose?" And he was kind of looking down. And Reed Wilkins filled the boys in on the post-game show last night. There was basically a video journalist who was by himself, didn't have like a reporter, so he had the camera on his shoulder and then had one of those big sort of fluffy mics that you would hold, and he was holding it out, but like he's shooting up top, so he's not looking down. I guess his mic was kind of like hitting Draisaitl's like belly and chest. Oh. And he's just like, he's doing that on purpose. He kept looking down. Are you doing that on purpose? The guy didn't know. Like,
tickle.
It's not easy when you're in a scrum and you've got, when Fort Mac, I was always by myself, so I'd shoot and hold a mic, and that's
Are you doing that on purpose? What's going on down there?
The off frame, yeah.
It's kind of funny to watch, actually. I'll watch back on that. If you're watching over on YouTube today,
Reed's just staring at him. Makes my day. Why you keep saying whispering makes my day at me?
Leon Draisaitl looking down. Reed Wilkins is obviously a little bit shorter than him, and Reed's just looking up at him, going like,
Makes my day.
Are you doing? What are you doing that on
Are you
purpose?
okay?
What's going on here? That's kind of funny. If you're watching on YouTube today, let's hammer the thumbs up. I don't think it's out of reach of hitting 200 before 7 o'clock this morning. There's a bunch of you watching right now. So hammer the thumbs up for us over on YouTube. We got Craig Button to continue on this Oilers-Kings conversation. Lots of text messages continue to roll in. Let's get into a few of those right now as we were talking about the 11-7. Ryan from SK says 11-7 is likely to address the mismatch down the middle. The Kings are good at center. Looks like the staff doesn't think Derek Ryan can handle the matchup. The Kings went 11-7 as well with Deneau, the 38th star, Kopitar, and Byfield. I know Byfield's not putting up huge numbers this year, but my God, is he fun to watch play hockey. Like, he is a big man. He moves very quick.
And
very
I think
quickly.
annoying for the Oilers to play against.
Yeah.
In that sense.
He's had better offensive years, but man, he looks comfortable as a National Hockey Leaguer now.
Changing 100.
Changing 100. That's good. That's good, but let's change 200. Eh? Let's keep hammering that thumbs up over there today. So yeah, Kings 11-7, Oilers 11-7 last night as well. CB Radio guy says, guys, I think they went 11-7 to test out D-men and see what we have now. I think CB Radio guy, thank you for the text. I think it's more of what Ryan from SK was saying on maybe wanting to just run McDavid and Draisaitl as extra centers, because what are you really learning about your D-men when Josh Brown plays less than 7 minutes and Stetcher plays less than 7 minutes? Like, you're basically sort of trying to force those guys in here and there, which I don't think you would learn too much about those guys from last night's game, I guess. Library Pat is in and says, you can take all your Stewie Skins haters and stuff them in a sack. Where are they today? I wonder.
There's a few victory laps being done today. With regards to that, it is kind of a ball over the net. One day it's served over that side, and one side's taking a victory lap. The next day it'll be the other side. So, yeah, live it up, roll in it. It's good. It's good to see.
Colby is in and says, the 38th star of the game, ye old sunken eyes. That would be Anze Kopitar. But yeah, you can keep those text messages rolling in as we work our way through the show. We'll definitely get to a few more of those, and over on the nasty chat as well. Big Uke says both teams won 11-7, and basically Burrows played 3 minutes. Stetcher and Brown only 7 minutes each. He says weird choices by both teams. And somebody else in the text on the text line today said, guys, is it crazy to say that Leon Draisaitl has been the Oilers' best player so far this season? And no, it's not crazy. It's the truth.
Yeah,
it's just the truth. That's not a hot take. That's not a crazy suggestion. It's the truth. Leon Draisaitl has undoubtedly been the Oilers' best player so far this season.
Arthur in the nasty chat also says Dry becoming a real leader. So not just in terms of skill and point production and everything like that.
Well,
but
he's 29 years old.
No, I know, but
like,
it's again, you said yesterday too, and when it comes to the heart voting on NHL.com, the McDavid shadow is always ominous, which it should be. I mean,
yeah.
But it is nice to see him getting his recognition as well on his own.
I think I saw something yesterday. Like somebody was commenting on the Bar Down did like their Hart Trophy thing, and they had McDavid in the top 5 and not Draisaitl. So tell me you don't watch the Oilers without telling me you don't watch the Oilers. I mean, I'm sorry. Leon Draisaitl has been the most valuable player on the Edmonton Oilers so far this season, and it's not even close. CB Radio guy chimes back in again and says, guys, I mean, last night's game was close to a playoff game as it has been this year. Do you think this is the decor going into night 1 of the playoffs? No chance. I would be very stunned especially if they go 7. There's no way. But I'd still be, I'd still be pretty stunned because in a perfect world, you're running Kulak and Emerson as your third pair, and you've got somebody riding shotgun,
yeah.
And then your options would be Stetcher or Brown in a pinch in the postseason. Library Pat says, I was really impressed with Emerson yesterday. 7D, and he was on the ice late in the game, developing nicely.
Saved a goal, too. Pulled that one out.
Pulled the one off the, it took a weird bounce after the save was made there as well. So lots of good conversation around this game last night. 780-218-9999. We'll get to a few more of those as we work our way through the show this morning. And if you did miss it today, YouTube Trev had a dream last night, and the Edmonton Oilers were back in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about it. I
So when you wake up from that
dream,
dream, because you woke up before you found out if they won the cup, were you like, oh, or were you just so excited? You're so happy.
Well, I was happy, but I was kind of bummed out. But it was a feeling that I haven't felt since last year's playoffs, and it felt so good. It felt so good, and it felt real. It felt like I was there. I'm pretty sure I was in Rogers Place watching the game.
It's a different universe. You were there.
You must have got tickets at fansfirst.ca.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Maybe that's exactly.
Well, you
what I did.
were invited to the game last night, weren't you?
Yeah, I know. Shout out Savage. I wasn't able to make it. I'm so sorry. I felt terrible. I felt so bad.
Would have been a good game to be in.
I know.
Playoff atmosphere.
I was not happy.
Stewie Skins.
I know.
Shutting the door.
It would have been a perfect game to go to.
It would have been
very happy.
It would have been a pretty good game to be at last
Two
night.
more in early April between these two.
I know.
Prior to the big dance.
Think about that. You could be in a situation where they play twice in the first half of April and then have a best of 7 coming up right after.
Yeah.
If it's still a tight race and neither of them have been able to track down Vegas, those two games could be for home ice in the first round.
Yeah.
Essentially, ladies and gentlemen, we got a best of 9 on our hands here. An April best of 9. Oilers and Kings. That's what we could be looking at, where the first two games mean a little, but not as much.
Yeah, just when you thought you had too much of this.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a 9.
Man, I can't handle all these Oilers Kings games, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You see if anybody
Open up.
See if anybody stops saying that. All right, keep your text messages rolling, and we'll get to a few more of those as we work our way through the show. Second hour, jam-packed, as always. Craig Button's going to pop by for Pro-Am Sports. We're going to get fired up for Jemco Fireplaces. We will put together our NFL Early Bird special for the week. Weekly confessions just after 7:30, and the Fan Zone. For fansfirst.ca. Jeff Skinner, healthy scratch last night in big game. What do you do with this guy? We're going to discuss that around 7:45 this morning. But Craig Button is on the way next. Let's get to a sports update right now with LTE. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. We're 33 away from changing 200. Can we get that done while he's doing the update? I think we can. Will we? That's another question. That's up to you.
Conor McDavid with the lone goal of the night as the Oilers blank the Kings 1-0. Stewart Skinner 30 saves for Edmonton, who are now 4 points up on LA for second in the Pacific. Also 4 points back of Vegas for first. Oilers will hit the road for 3 beginning tomorrow in Minnesota. Elsewhere last night, the Flames over Chicago 5-2 and the Flyers rallying past the Panthers 4-3. 13 games around the NHL later tonight. The LA Rams are off to the divisional round after a 27-9 victory over the Vikings down in Arizona. Matt Stafford tossing a pair of touchdowns while Sam Darnold was sacked 9 times. That ties an NFL playoff record. Rams and Eagles will go at it Sunday afternoon from Philly. Raptors snapping a 5-game slide last night with a 104-101 victory over the Golden State Warriors. Raptors back in action tomorrow when they host the Celtics. 7 games around the NBA tonight. Australian Open action. Gabriel Diallo and Denis Shapovalov both advanced into the second round last night, while Rebecca Marino was bounced in opening round action. Felix Auger-Aliassime and Leylah Fernandez are both in second round action later this evening. Coming up next, TSN's Craig Button on the Oilers and Kings and more from around the NHL.
Makes my day.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast, don't fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tuffy and Eric and all of the bad cats. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Captain Gage. Maybe just bump a cool bed to make a little wager. We can't wait. with a Monday mandate. Sharky's always on time, Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some Hunticks and we wanna hear Renee. Wanna hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away. Beat left the tie of fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the Canes? Malcolm, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about them give a present, does he go for? What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
7:02 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. Dustin Nielson, Lieutenant Eric, and YouTube Trev with you. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you know how easy it is to listen to us on those platforms. So please tell your friends, send them the link so they can hop in on the fun as well. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us as well. The Nielsen Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Visit their website, www.southfortchev.com. And if you're thinking this morning, hey, I need a new truck, and I don't want to pay anything more than $150 bi-weekly. Well, they've got a 2025 Silverado 1500 Custom Crew right now, locked in a beautiful gray truck. You're going to love it. $150 bi-weekly on the payments for that bad boy at South Fort Chev. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today. And you know what? I think that'll probably pop up in conversation. I said on an email last night, staff meeting. We're going to do our next staff meeting on a Tuesday night after the Reed Wilkins show so that everybody could be involved. Because it's tough, because guys are always on the air here. And I did say a dinner will be provided for everybody on that Tuesday night.
It's a good move. Gets people in a nice, positive spirit heading into the meeting.
Is it a Popeyes night? You suggested everybody brings in something, and then we talk about what dinners we brought in and why.
Yeah.
And I suggested everybody brings in one thing, and then we draft the other guy's meals.
Kind of like a potluck, but not really.
Yeah,
I mean,
a potluck draft.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a little nibble of somebody's donair or a bite off a fish sandwich, I mean, why not? But,
hey, if we wanted to do staff donairs, I fully support a staff donair move. I don't know who would be anti-staff
So do
donair.
I.
don't know. Who do you think would be the guy who goes like, I don't know about staff donairs?
Gager.
Gager?
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't like my obsession with donairs. He's like, another donair.
But is he
Come
just
on.
worried
Come
for
on.
you? Like,
I don't think so.
I think he'd crush
I don't think he
one.
likes donairs.
He does have a refined palate, though. Like
he
likes
likes
he was
the
making
nice
Brussels
food.
sprouts and bacon in the toaster oven yesterday.
and some red cabbage. Yeah.
Oh, what a guy! What a guy!
It's too basic for him.
Yeah, I guess that's probably too simple. It's too simple. Anyway, we'll
I'm
take
looking
some
forward
suggestions.
to this, though. Yeah.
It should be a fun little evening
Finally,
meeting.
HR Daddy getting off that wallet, eh?
I'm already thinking of a post meeting Tecmo game, like a post meeting evening Tecmo game.
Well, you got to burn off some of those
the calories.
Yeah.
100%. All right, let's get into our Hockey Insider today. It's Craig Button, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. The order deadline for their private signing with Oilers Hall of Fame puck stopper Grant Fuhr this Saturday, the 18th at 4 p.m. Submit your items or select from theirs, but you got to do it before Saturday at 4 o'clock. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. All right, let's bring in Mr. Button. This morning, Craig, the Edmonton Oilers out-kinging the Los Angeles Kings last night with a 1-0 victory. What's that say about this team right now?
Well, it was a game where you have to recognize what type of game you're in, and if you want to compete for the Stanley Cup, you got to be successful and find a way to be comfortable in those types of games, as hard as they are. And the Edmonton Oilers were. It was a terrific effort by the Edmonton Oilers. And you think about the Kings. So they went into Winnipeg, they gave up 1 goal. They went into Calgary, they gave up 2 goals, and they come to Edmonton and they give up 1 goal. So you give up 4 goals, you think, okay, you're 3-0 right on the road. They go home with 1 win in overtime and 2 losses. But listen, when I watched that game last night, what I see is the Edmonton Oilers team that says, okay, this is what it takes. I don't know why, but I go back. You two guys are too young. But I go back to 1984, and I think about that 1-0 victory in Long Island in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. And yeah, they got blown out in the next game by the Islanders, but then they won the next 3 en route to their first Stanley Cup. the Edmonton Oilers proved something to themselves that night in 1984. I think last night, this team proved themselves that, hey, we can play this style of game and be successful.
Well, and I think you make a good point when you said they looked comfortable in that game, right? Like teams can win games 1-0, and sometimes it doesn't look, but they looked like they're okay winning a game that way. And that's the emphasis you're trying to make here, right? Like they look like a team that can win a 1-0 game if required, which is huge.
Yeah, and I mean, whether you win or not, I mean, obviously you want to win, but that was a hard game, and they made it really hard on the LA Kings. And when you think about it, and you think about how the LA Kings want to play, they suffocate you. It's playoff hockey. I mean, to me, that was a playoff hockey game, and the Oilers were really, really strong in that. And then to your point, comfortable, and you have to be comfortable in those games. And it's 0-0, it's 0-0, and then all of a sudden off of a play, who else but Conor McDavid to nail it? I mean to think about like what he does and how he does it. Draisaitl part of the whole thing too. I mean, again, they're game breakers, and sometimes you just need one game break. And in those types of games, one game break can put you on the right side of things. But everybody played. That was a strong game. That was a really strong game by the Edmonton Oilers.
Craig, we know, I think people can compile a short shopping list of what the Oilers might go out and look to add or before the trade deadline. When it comes to knowing thine enemy, though, in the LA Kings, I mean, it just seems destiny. They play 2 more times in April. You're maybe assuming an opening round series, today. Obviously, things can change. But what would you say if you were operating the Kings right now? Where would they need to go out and address in order to reach kind of that next level?
I'm going to go back to 2012 and 2014. Years that the LA Kings both won the Stanley Cup. In 2012, they went and acquired Jeff Carter. They needed a little bit more goal scoring. They needed a little more pop. In 2014, they went and acquired Marian Gaborik. They needed a little bit more scoring. They needed a little more pop. I don't think it's changed in 2025. I think that they can benefit from a little more pop. I mean, you don't get anything easy against the LA Kings, and you can work hard and work hard and work hard. I just mentioned they gave up 4 goals in 3 games on the road against, 2 really top quality teams and the Calgary Flames, who are playing well, and you get 1 win out of 3 games. It screams they need a little bit more offensive pop. So, and they're going to get Drew Doughty back, so they don't need any help on the blue line. They don't need any help with their defensive play. They do need some help with their offensive play.
Just sticking with the Kings here for a second, because like Eric mentioned, they're going to be a very familiar foe, I think, again, for the Oilers. Who or what is driving that success this year for this group, Craig?
Yeah, it's such a great question. It's hard not to say the Kopitar, because the identity of the team, right? He's won 2 cups. He knows how they want to play. They played like that for Todd McClellan before they really fell off a cliff and Jim Hiller took over. But you watch how they play, and it feels very similar. The stylistically or system wise, they might be a little bit different under Jim, but how they play without the puck and how they don't give you anything. I mean, I use the term shrink the ice. They shrink the ice as good as anybody, and I don't know. I think that ingrained in the organization is a style of play that says, if we want to have success, this is what we're going to have to do. But when your top player, your captain, embraces it and says, this is the way we're going to do it, hard not to follow along. And they have that right in place with Kopitar. And let me just add this too. When Conor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl play the way they did last night, it's hard not, like you have to follow. Like they weren't trying to play a different game. They said, this is the game we have to play. And they showed the way.
What you bring up Leon Draisaitl there. What does it say about Leon Draisaitl that he's on a team with Conor McDavid, but he's been undoubtedly their most valuable player so far this season? Like to just say that's possible for anybody to have that title when you're on a team with Conor McDavid seems unbelievable.
It does. Like if you said, okay, like you have that scenario, but the most valuable player is Draisaitl, it's eye raising. It raises your eyebrows. Oh, really? But and the luxury that the Edmonton Oilers have is they have 2 of the very best players on the planet. two of the very best. And, Leon Draisaitl, and it's interesting. And, Dustin, you and me were up in Camrose for the World Junior A Challenge, and you watch Frondell, and I think he's got a game that's similar to Barkov. But I was looking through some notes yesterday, and I looked back at some notes I had on Leon Draisaitl in his draft year, and I had some of the same similar things written about Frondell that I had about Draisaitl. I think Draisaitl, when you think about projection, he was the 3rd overall pick. But you think about projecting that he could be this type of player. I mean, it's not even close in that draft who the best player is. And I think it speaks volumes about how much he improved, how much he worked at becoming the player that he is today. Because there's nights you watch Leon Draisaitl and he looks unstoppable. No, I shouldn't say nights. Most nights he looks unstoppable. He's that good. He's that big. He's that powerful. What I love about it, him and Conor McDavid play two different styles of game, but I believe that they play the style of game that suits each of their skill sets to perfection.
TSN's Craig Button with us on the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We had a text, Craig, fly in from Andrew. The Kings need a goal scorer. Perhaps they'll be interested in a team's 5th leading goal scorer. He's referring to one Jeff Skinner, who continues to find himself firmly entrenched in the doghouse. Jokes aside, though, what happens there with Skinner? What do you see happening? What can happen, I guess, given the fact that
he's got a full no movement clause, but if you're going to keep scratching him, I have to feel he'd think he'd be open to a deal.
Yeah.
But what do you do here?
What do you do here? I think that I agree with you, Dustin. I think that you'd be open to a deal. Listen, the LA Kings are not interested in Jeff Skinner.
No.
The challenge for the Edmonton Oilers, the challenge for the Edmonton Oilers is where's a place where where Jeff Skinner could find some playing time and get to a spot. But I think the die is cast. I don't think that Jeff Skinner is going to fit in the Edmonton Oilers plans, and we know that Evander Kane eventually is gonna get back in the lineup. I guess what I would say is if I'm talking to Jeff Skinner, listen, there's two options here for you while you're here. Try to work to find your way back in the lineup and be productive, and we'll work to move you. It would be a two-pronged approach with Jeff Skinner if I was approaching it as a GM.
Last one for you, Craig, and this goes back to Conor McDavid, 28th birthday yesterday. You mentioned you were looking back at your Leon Draisaitl notes. I'm sure your McDavid notes just said, wow, in his draft year. But has he been even better? Like there were a lot of expectations on Conor McDavid leading up to the draft. Has he been even better than you thought he was going to be, or is this what you expected from this kid?
I think, everybody had high expectations. I mean, when you first watched them, it was wow. You nailed it. It was really simply because you hear so much about young players, and then when you go and watch them, more times than not, I think probably you see a good young players. You go, yeah, they're good. But with McDavid, the hype was fully warranted. For him to do what he's done to this point in his career, I don't think unexpected would be the right word, but I think that he's exceeded those high expectations. Now, maybe not by a lot, but I think Leon Draisaitl has exceeded expectation by a considerable amount. He's a good player. I mean, the guy's one of the best. He's a superstar. He's an impact superstar. But I think McDavid by a little bit, just because what he's done in his short career, 10 years in, is pretty bloody impressive. And I would say, yeah, by a marginal, by the margins of exceeding it, yes. And one thing I wanted to say real quickly, you know who could use that truck if you want to buy a truck? Yeah. Sam Darnold. He couldn't find a way to get away from the pass rush of the LA Rams. Phone Sam Darnold and say, Sam, you need a truck.
How tough is it to probably cost yourself $40 to $50 million over the last 2 weeks if you're Sam Darnold, man?
Oh, think about it though. And listening to Troy Aikman last night on the broadcast, I was laughing because he's going, and like Troy was like being kind, but at the same time, the practicality of it is like, it's near the, wow, this could be his last snap as a Viking. Could be, will be. Yeah, I don't want to think about costing myself 40 or 50 million, but bottom line is that we just talked about Conor McDavid. That next contract, there will be no question the highest paid player in the league is going to be.
There'd be a lot of money coming down the pipe there for Conor McDavid for sure. Craig, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
There you go. That's Craig Button. We could just sit there for an hour and chat with stuff about Craig. Or chat about stuff with Craig.
I do like when he takes it off the hockey path, though.
Yeah, me too. I got very excited there for a second. You know, I also want to throw this in here. Over on the YouTube chat, while we're talking, we just did a 15-minute Oilers segment with Craig Button, essentially. Brett, who I don't see in the chat very often, slides in and's like, my basketball team, the Detroit Pistons, are finally building something special. Knocked off the Knicks again last night. I'm loving it. Hashtag Association City. I love the fact that this guy comes out of nowhere just to drop Association City Detroit Pistons message. This is totally out of nowhere.
I'd say
right out of left field.
Makes your day. Hey?
Oh, man. It makes
my day.
Random NBA messages the morning after the Oilers beat the Kings 1-0.
Makes my day.
Changing 200.
Makes my day. Wow.
Yeah.
Changing 200.
Let's keep rolling.
Quick. What a pace.
Let's just keep rolling right now with the thumbs up. With the thumbs up. I'm not going to say who, but somebody just texted my personal phone, so they would be a friend and or acquaintance. Says Craig Button is your best guest. Fact. I love when somebody throws fact on the end of it.
That's it.
I do think Craig Button,
he's up there,
could very much win an Esty for guests of the year.
I'd put him on the Mount Rushmore, shall we say,
of Edmonton sports talk guests.
I love Tanier on a Monday morning to recap whether it's regular season play. I mean, that gets the week going.
He is a beauty,
and you can just go. It's just rapid fire with him.
I mean, Button would be up there for sure.
I mean, are you forgetting one Ryan Rashog, the bureau chief?
Shoggy, the bureau chief.
We
have a nice rotation of guests.
It's a little different spice, yeah, from each.
I want to get to this text as well. It comes in from, a long way away. Good morning, gentlemen. Andrew, and then in the brackets, Coog. I guess he wants his name to be Coog. I love it. Coog listening. Here is a pin location for you. I'm listening from Ashgabat, Turkmenistan. I missed the 6 o'clock hour for a conch. I
think you can bend the rules.
We don't have that. Yeah, I mean,
it's not even 6 o'clock there. It's probably
I believe it was. I believe it was Jimmy Buffett. 5 o'clock somewhere. Was
sure.
That,
yeah.
Who did that one?
Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson. Why did I say Jimmy Buffett? Why did I say that? That's weird. Somebody streaming Edmonton sports talk from Turkmenistan.
Makes my day.
We gotta put that on the map. 2 different numbers. He must be using like a sat phone or something. Eh?
It's probably what it is. Yeah, because the one I'm looking at, he's never texted him before. But then on the other board, it looked like he had Turkmenistan. We got to put that up on the map after the show today. Ashgabat, Turkmenistan. Do they have bacon and eggers there? I'm just curious because they're here in Canada, in the Edmonton area. 2 bacon and eggers or sausage and eggers for $6 right now.
Yeah. I'd say coming in from Turkmenistan to collect would be a bit of a, but I think you do it for that deal.
You got to do it for a deal. For $6, you go all the way around the world. JT in LA says Jimmy Buffett did it first, then Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Then I mean that's simple enough. Vic is in and says, with the ease that Button transitioned from hockey to football, could it be possible that he's hiding the CFL schedule?
Perhaps.
Not bad.
I think what's his face in the nasty chat wanted you to get into the Pistons with Craig. You probably would have had a take.
Let's talk about the Pistons for a second.
The Detroit Pistons.
I watched a little bit of basketball last night, but there's so many turnovers in the second half of that game for the Lakers. I might as well have gone to a bakery.
Yeah, Lakers lose, Clippers win. Any thoughts, El? I mean,
No, I don't want to talk.
It is the San Antonio Spurs.
Wemby is a freak.
Yeah.
I will say that. All right, let's get to fired up for Jemco Fireplaces. A couple of different things that we can be fired up about today, or you could be fired up about today, or somebody could be fired up about today.
Mark Killam swearing.
Well, that's the thing. Jemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years and are the authorized dealer for Napoleon fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need available at Jemco, 9281 50th Street. There's got to be an A&W somewhere over there. So you slide on over, you get a couple of sausages and eggers for $6, then slide on into Jemco and take a look at all these Napoleon products that they are bringing to the table. You want to go Mark Killam first?
Yeah. I mean, anytime.
What a foul-mouthed man.
Well, he's fired. I saw the quote.
Do we have the quote
written out? And I thought to myself, the first two words, fired up. He's fired up. I mean, that defines fired. You look up fired up in the dictionary, and there's a picture of Mark Killam with that quote beside him. So I know, Matt, I was trying to get Matt to say it in the Hangout yesterday.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, I thought that was kind of the spirit of the Hangout. To let it all hang out. But no, it's good to see. Look, all the moves that were made during the offseason, yeah, that's good. But, I mean, and words are just words. But, yeah, it's good to see a little bit of juice, you know?
It's like when, it was Leon Draisaitl. He used the F word on the ice after the game in the interview, and the whole rink was like, "Ah!"
The F word still carries that power. And you can have your other swear words and your what are the, Ohio or whatever, the modern day, I don't know, toilet.
I think it carries that power in the media, but like just around everyday life.
Well, I mean, yeah, you kind of, but I think we're getting a lot more loose with it when it comes to either athletes, coaches, or management, dropping it here or there in a press conference. So, yeah, whatever. I mean, we've all heard it before, but yeah, I think with Mark Killam and kind of the vibe that he's bringing, yeah, why not seeing the F with the dollar sign and the percentage sign and all the other wingdings following it?
Sends a message.
Yeah.
The double E are playing for keeps.
Exactly.
And that's why people are fired up. Jordan Maximic, their new offensive coordinator / assistant coach, was on EST afternoons yesterday with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage. Caught a good chunk of that as I was driving home yesterday. So if you want to check that one out. And I want to connect with Killam here. I'd like to get Killam on the show at some point and discuss. There's been a lot that's happened.
Get him to swear.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
And if he doesn't swear, why don't you swear with us?
You go on an absolute tirade.
That seems disrespectful. Here's the other thing they should be fired up about. Because in a playoff series, it's really nice to not lose back-to-back games. And you know who doesn't lose back-to-back games? Stewart Skinner.
Quite right.
What's Stewart Skinner's middle name? I wanted to use his middle name there. Stewart Bartholomew Skinner. I hope he's got a cool middle name.
Daniel.
That's not as cool as I thought.
Doesn't really...
Sorry to any Daniels out there.
No, but it's just, you wanted a little something.
I always thought the middle name was where you could, kind of run with it a little bit. Have a little bit of fun.
It's usually like grandparents,
try something different.
From like a different time.
Yeah.
Like Stuart Ebenezer Skinner or something like that.
Something like that. My dad's middle name is Whitburn.
Sure.
It's names that have gone away.
Bo Keith.
Yeah, I'm Bo Keith. Like, it's like you give your child a middle name, and then you go, it's pretty cool. And maybe one day they'll run with it. But no, like Stewart's not going to go by Daniel.
I like giving Amanda's the middle name of Lynn, so you can go Amanda Lynn. That's always a play.
Amanda Lynn.
Yeah.
Like the instrument. Yeah, I get it.
Jimmy Buffett.
Stewart Skinner, after losses this season, prior to last night, so going into last night's game, and these numbers have gotten better, but going into last night's game, he was 8-0 with a 1.75 goals against average and a .938 save percentage with a shutout. Those numbers are now 2 shutouts, a save percentage that would be .940 or better, a goals against average that drops below 1.75, and he's 9-0 after a loss this season. I don't want to read too much into this stuff, but that's a pretty good stat after a loss. And in a playoff series, you're going to lose game 3. Well, you got to have game 4.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a guy who's been perfect so far this year and bouncing back. How can you as an Oilers fan not be fired up for that? Even Skinner haters. And we know you're out there. We know you're just quiet today. But you have to be like, damn, that's really impressive.
I think when you hit 9, that's more than just a, Yeah, a couple of back-to-back. 9 is a number that you can take seriously when it comes to this metric. So Jason Leduc says Stewart Shutout Skinner.
That's his middle name. I like that one.
No, you got to take the 9 seriously.
9. You didn't. I didn't believe it until you got to the 9th.
Well, that's yeah. And now we get to that nice round number of 10, and away you go. But Moist Man says my dad's middle name is Rudolph.
Yes.
I like that name, Rudy, Rudolph. Like
Rudolph.
You can go, yeah.
Oh man, that's what you need to do for a middle name.
Strong middle name.
Yeah. Trev, what's your middle name? Don't say Daniel because I'll piss my pants right now.
You want to know my
Stewart?
You don't want to tell us your middle name?
I don't know. I like a guessing, a good old middle name guessing game.
Let's guess your middle name.
That's always a fun game.
Let's guess your middle name.
I don't mind it. It kind of is like a little bit like it's just a.
It's pretty lame.
It's a pretty normal name.
Yeah,
but it flows well with my first name. It does.
I think I know it.
I don't think you do.
Richard.
No.
Damn.
Trevor Richard.
Trevor Richard. I thought it rolled.
Starts with a J.
Dick.
Trevor
John.
Dick? Nope.
James.
Nope.
Is it
Trevor
biblical?
Trevor James rolls good too.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That rolls
Trevor
pretty good.
James.
John or James? I'm out of J's. I can't think of anything.
Joel.
else.
Well, I'm gonna let the nasties.
Trevor Joel.
No.
Jimmy.
Nope.
I think we pretty much covered all the J's, man.
There's no more other J's.
There's Josh.
Trevor Jonathan. Did we already say that?
You said
that.
John.
Yeah.
There's Jacob.
Johnny?
There's Justin.
Oh, Jacob.
Trevor Justin?
No.
Trevor Justin.
I'm just guessing the names you're saying to
Jeremy Quinn Phillips. In the nasty chat. No.
Keep those. Joseph.
No.
It's not Joseph even.
No.
Well, you have us confused.
Yeah. I like a good old guessing game. So
here, I got one for you. Jartholomew.
How'd you know?
All right, let's keep guessing. We're playing a great game of guess Trev's middle name. It starts with a J today.
Have you guys ever played this before? It's like my favorite.
No, I
thing.
haven't. Jeffrey.
I'll always, what's your middle name? Let's guess. No, not Jeffrey.
Huh. Rip City Step says Trev's been a TJ this entire time.
Oh wow! Man,
I guess he
everyone's guessing.
TJ Trev.
Yeah, no.
All right. Anyway, more of those guesses coming in. Let's do our early bird. Let's do our
Quinn guesses Julian. I love it. Can you just change it to
nothing
Julian?
against Julian. That's a good name.
No, yeah. But
yes,
love
Julian.
that.
Okay, Julian. We'll get that for you, Julian. All right. Let's build our early bird special here, boys. In fact, I know what we're doing.
Who's taking the?
You're on the Bills. I'm on the Lions.
Should I go on the Ravens? Should I do the old LT reverse?
No, don't do that. Let's take our teams. Trev, that means you have to decide. Are you on the Rams and Eagles, Rams or Eagles, or the Chiefs or the Texans?
Texans.
I'm not going to pick the Chiefs, but I don't like the Texans' chances.
So you're going to the Rams-Eagles game.
So it's Rams-Eagles. Rams look pretty good. I've bet on the Eagles a decent amount this season for the early bird. So I'm going with the Rams, though. I'll go against it. Go against
we
the
get
grain.
the dog.
We're going Rams.
We get the dog.
We're going Rams.
This is a nice number, boys. It is the early bird special driven by our two favorite teams looking to book tickets. And then Trev's coming in with the Rams. The Detroit Lions, they're a 9.5 point favorite, but we're just taking money line here. The Lions minus 556, the Bills minus 103, and the Rams plus 220. That is a plus 644 number. I bet you that gets boosted close to 7. And that'll be available up at the top of CoolBet once the boys put that up in the combo cards. CoolBet.com. Use the code LOCKSHOP when you do, and you get 100% deposit bonus on your initial
minus
deposit.
9.5. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need them on the money line.
That Bills
Just give us the
Ravens.
dub.
No, I know, but they basically a pick 'em there. Hey, and
Jumanji. Trevor Jumanji.
Jumanji.
No. Jamiroquai from Strummy.
Jamiroquai. Jamaica Rector.
Jamaica Rector.
What a
pull.
drop.
Text that in.
What a pull, Jared.
Jared,
well done,
nonetheless.
sir.
Yeah.
Abutsky
Jamaica
suggesting
Rector.
Trevor Jack Armstrong.
Oh, that's close.
Is it Jack?
No.
Trevor Jack.
Jangles.
Correct.
Jerome.
Man, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to Google boys' names that start with J.
No, don't cheat.
Okay, I won't cheat.
Maybe
I
it's
wanna
a
cheat.
soft J. Hey, maybe he's throwing us off the scent. I get
Yes.
it. Like Juan.
Jose.
Joaquin.
No.
Trevor Joaquin.
I would have told Joaquin forever ago.
Huh.
Like we're like the same person. I have the same middle name as your first name.
Jackson. Trevor Jackson.
I like that, but
That is a good one. I like that one.
Trevor Jackson.
Yeah.
Nope.
You are for real. All right, keep the name guesses coming in. The inbox is taking a pounding today. And if you're watching on YouTube and you love name guessing games, the morning after Oilers win, smash the thumbs up for us. We like that too. We're going to get to a sports update for Park Mazda. On the other side, weekly confessions. What do you have to confess to us? Send those confessions in. It's a safe zone. 780-218-9999. Let's get to that update right now with LT.
Oilers shutting out the Kings 1-0. Conor McDavid with his 17th of the season. Stewart Skinner, 30 saves for Edmonton, who are now 4 points up on LA for second and 4 points back of Vegas for tops in the Pacific. Edmonton on the road for 3, beginning tomorrow in Minnesota. Other action last night, Calgary over Chicago 5-2, and the Flyers rallying past the Panthers 4-3. 13 games around the NHL tonight. The Rams are off to the divisional round as they defeat the Vikings 27-9. Sam Darnold sacked 9 times. That ties an NFL playoff record. Rams visit the Eagles Sunday afternoon. Raptors snapping a 5-game skid, 104-101 over the Warriors last night. Toronto will host the Celtics tomorrow. 7 games around the NBA later tonight. Over to the Australian Open, Gabriel Diallo and Denis Shapovalov are both off to the second round last night, while Rebecca Marino was bounced in opening round action. Felix Auger-Aliassime and Leylah Fernandez will both take to second round play later tonight. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where dealer principal Mitch Lewicki doesn't have a middle name.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Hello, my friend, we meet again. It's been a while, where should we begin?
I like
Feels like forever. Within my heart of memories, a perfect love that you gave to me. Oh, I remember when you are with me. I'm free, I'm careless, I believe. Above the others, we'll fly. This brings tears to my eyes. My sacrifice makes my day.
Creed Tuesday rolls along. Thank you very much for being here, Dusty, Lieutenant Eric, and Trevor Jobu. Is that it?
No.
Ah, man.
Is that what you honestly thought?
No.
You were
I
like,
thought
I think
Jonah.
I got it.
Jonah. Trevor Jonah.
That's a good one. That's a good
Trevor,
one.
it's not Jonah?
No.
My dad texted me. HR Daddy says he knows, but he's bound by.
Oh, yeah,
HR.
he
would know, yeah.
because he would know. He said HR Daddy knows, but he is bound
He's
by
just
employer/employee confidentiality.
Yeah, he's sweating. I need a text.
He wants to let us
I wanna
know.
be right.
We are guessing Trev's middle name today. 780-218-9999 starts with a J, and for some reason we have not got. Oh, this is it.
Jafar.
No, I think Joel got it. Joshua.
No.
What? Oh, this is so infuriating.
It is.
God, I really thought it was
Tommy,
Joshua.
it's not Bartholomew. Sorry. Oh, Jabartholomew.
Jabartholomew. Huh. All right. 780-218-9990. Pretty common name, though. How have we not guessed it? You said it.
Yes.
It's a hard J, though. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
It's very common. Very
What?
common.
How
I
have
guessed it.
how have we not got this yet?
I don't know.
Jimmy?
Nope.
Shotsky Jerry says Juliet.
No. That's not close.
Okay. I mean, the way you said no, I was like, what? Julia?
I still think it's Julian.
Julia Gulia?
Like Anthony Jebediah. That'd be cool.
Jesus?
That'd be good.
That would be really
That's
cool.
it,
I
right?
like that.
All right, 780-218-9999. Jack.
Nope.
Trevor Jack.
Trevor Jack here? Nope.
Sounds like a cheese.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's keep the guesses coming in, but apparently it's the only person ever named with this J is Trev. Trevor Jever?
Jethbridge.
Your parents just hilarious.
Trevor.
Trevor Jever. All right, let's get into your weekly confession. 70. I don't think I've ever seen the nasty chat go off like it's going off
I know,
right
that's
now.
what I'm
Have you
saying.
seen? Have you
still
seen
haven't got-
one?
Have you seen it come in there?
Yeah.
You have
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it come in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the law of averages.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to read this entire list. We said John. We said James.
And it's a hard J.
Trevor James.
No.
Jason.
It's my dad's name, but no.
Oh, wow. Well, that would have been interesting.
Close. I think you're on the right track.
Jake. Not Jake. Wouldn't be Jake.
No.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Jano.
This is a horrible game.
So much fun. See how much fun everyone's
Jeffrey.
having? Oh, no.
My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
But still no.
I wish it was. Then we could really use that Jeff bit.
Jeremy.
No, we've said Jeremy. We've guessed Jeremy.
We've said all these.
Okay, let's get to confessions. Let's get to confessions right now.
Is it John?
No, it's not John. We guessed John a long time ago.
Jack? Jake? Jeffrey?
I don't believe.
We've gone around the horn here.
I'm really
multiple
glad
times.
you didn't tell us because now it's driving me absolutely bloody insane.
It's interesting because this is the theme that I had. Like, this is a common occurrence. Whenever I play this game with my other friends, they have a hard time guessing it, but it's a
So
very
it can't
common
be
name.
that common of name if nobody
I know,
guesses
but
it.
when they guess it, they're like, oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
What?
Is it Jay?
Trevor Jason.
No.
Trevor Jason.
No, you already said that. That's my dad's name.
Oh, yeah. I literally guessed that 2 minutes ago.
John?
You said John like 4 times on
All
the
right.
LT.
Let's get to confessions. Spectrum Rental sponsoring our weekly confessions. Brought to you by Spectrum Rental, where they confess their undying love for Stewart Skinner. That love only pales in comparison to their love of construction heat. Spectrum Rental, keeping your project on time and keeping your construction site heated. They've got that taken care of you, and they also have an undying love for Stewart Skinner at Spectrum Rental. If you want to do business with good people, we say this about pretty much all of our partners and clients. If you want to do business with good people, Spectrum Rental, good dudes. Keep your basically anything you need. They got it for you. All right, confessions, boys. What are we confessing today? Lieutenant Eric, what are you letting it be known to the world? And if you have a confession, remember, safe zone. We're not gonna mock you. We're gonna share your confessions and discuss. What do you got?
I must confess, I don't know Trevor's middle name. No.
We've guessed all of them.
And I know. We've guessed all of them multiple times. That's the problem here. And we're going to keep going. Like, in 5 minutes, you're going to say Joshua. and it's going to be proven that it's
Jesse. Damn it. I love every time we come up with a new one, we're like, Jacob. He's like,
Wait a minute.
"No."
John.
So I'm guessing John.
My confession, though, is I have yet to lay hands on our arcade machine from Play More Tables and Games.
It's funny you bring that up because my confession is related to that as well.
Okay.
I have not. My confession is I'm not as into Tecmo as I thought I was going to be when we arranged for the machine.
That's the power of the talent tank.
Well, what's happening here is I just work. I'm on the air a ton.
Yeah.
So like between shows, I'm prepping for the next 2 shows, trying to caught up on some other stuff, and then after that, I'm doing 2 more shows, and then after 1 o'clock, we have kids stuff like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday night. So I like to try to sneak home and get a nap. Like I just don't have a lot of time to sit there and play Tecmo as much as I want, and it's very frustrating for me. I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday Yukon came in and played Tecmo for like an hour and a half, and I was
You're
like
screaming out there.
Oh, I was like, I want to be over there playing Tecmo too, but I can't. And it's starting to frustrate me a little bit. It's the second most frustrating thing about today, outside of old jerky face over there. Trev, do you have any confessions? Do you have any confessions today?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
actually.
give it to us.
And this has been something I've been wanting to get off my chest for quite some time now.
If you tell us your middle name right now out of nowhere, I'm going to lose
Joel.
Just, I don't have a middle name. Just joking.
Trevor Joel.
No. Still no. Yeah, so this is something, confessions. I feel like it's a segment where I can just, tell the nasties what I'm bad at.
Okay.
and I have to confess, this is something I've always struggled with. And it's pretty simple, but it's probably 5 seconds, 10 seconds of just the worst feeling I have in my life, and that is shaking hands. That is when you
God, I love you, kid.
when you greet someone. Okay, and this is my confession. I am not good at shaking hands. So, and this is where I have a hard time with it because I see Dusty every single day. I see people come in here, and sometimes you got the Dusty. You know what I'm talking about. You see, you got the slide, and then you hold.
Well, it depends on who the person is. And yeah.
And seeing that's the thing. I can never read what the person will do, and so
Well, then you got to initiate.
And that's the thing. I try to initiate, but when I go in and I try to do a cool handshake, you know, if it's like one of my buds and my friends, but maybe we're not so close, I'll grab their hand and they're just going for like a high five. And then I grab their hand and they're just I mess it up completely. Dusty, when you left to go to Cranbrook for the holidays, you were like, you put up your hand and then I put up my hand and it was awkward 5 seconds. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. So I just gave you a hug. Like, I don't know what to do. And I'm so stressful, or I'm so stressed at this. Another example, I know Tom Gazzola is in the chat. His brother, Paulie.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, he's always like, YouTube, how's it going? And I'm like, oh, it's going good. And he'll always do a quick, like he's a quick little hit, you know, a little
Just a
slap.
little slapper.
But I always try and grab his hand and I shake it. And I ruin the moment. And then it's like that 5 awkward seconds. You know that you messed up, but you don't want to bring it up kind of thing. So everyone knows about this. I'm not alone. I'm sure people have dealt with this before, but it's just like 5-10 seconds of just the worst 10 seconds of my life.
You fist him.
Maybe I'll start fisting.
Just go up and say, fist me.
Because there's a universal...
And that's what I do. That's why I like with Brendan, I've been fisting him.
But you got to get your hand up quicker, though. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you got to be the guy who initiates.
Because then there's only one option. I mean, sometimes you can grab the fist, but...
I got caught in an awkward handshake situation after a hockey game on Sunday. We were going along, and then the one coach was shaking hands, and we'd been fist pumping, so I went, and then, it's
the fist handshake, and then you switch, and then they switch, and then you're caught in this awkward, and I'm always caught in those. So, yeah, I've just, my confession is I'm not good with shaking hands, and it's something I've always dealt with.
I always wonder when you go to shake a hand, like the sideways hand, like that.
Yes.
Do I pull them in and do the back pump?
Yes.
Or
do I just let it go? Do I let it slide? I don't know.
I have a specific handshake with both of my kids that we do really, really quickly, and it feels good. Maybe we should all come up with, like LeBron and NBA guys have.
Yes.
With their different, maybe we should all come up with a different handshake.
Everybody gets
for
everybody.
And
right?
you see LeBron, and he's got like 20 handshakes, and it's like the quickest thing to.
Yeah.
Like I could never.
That's how I am with my kids. We've been doing it so much.
Impressive.
But that would be good, Trevi. We should work on a special handshake for you.
Okay. Yes, that would be great for you and I. But what about?
You have to do it with everybody.
The nasties that come in here, and I kind of give them this awkward.
What would you rather? Would you rather create a special handshake with everybody, or be awkward as hell every single time?
I would like to create a special handshake. But like that's the thing. So like I'm the only one that has this problem, like where it's that bad. I swear other people, like I see you can adjust to it so well, Dusty. When people come in, you're like, oh, how's it going, man? I've watched.
I usually put out just a good strong handshake for business handshakes,
Yeah, I know.
But for like hangout guests and stuff that I might be familiar with, it's
just go in for a kiss.
Yeah, maybe I'll just start. I'm a hugger.
Because you initiate own the awkward.
You want to talk about awkwardness for a second? What about when it's like a business thing with a female? Because sometimes there's a hug there, and I don't know why. Because
I kiss Jasmine on the hand every time she comes.
Every
in
time
for the
she
hangout.
comes in,
yeah, I give her.
But sometimes I'm like, I guess I'll just shake your hand. But sometimes there's a hug.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what's appropriate. I don't know what to do. I'm panicking all the time.
It's an awkward situation.
It's a bit of a weird situation.
It is, and I don't envy it, and it sucks. It's very tense and it's stressful, and it is my confession.
Somebody suggested when you shake hands, it's like a bad game of rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
All right. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. All right. Your confession. I don't think everybody's just still trying to guess
Joshua.
Guess the name.
No.
No.
And then
Jameson.
Is it
Somebody
Jameson?
said-
Did you just say it?
No, but I like Jimmy Penner. In
Trevor Jumblehands.
Justin. Trevor Justin.
Justin.
You
We didn't
said
guess that yet.
You already said that.
I don't think we
Yes,
guessed Justin yet, have we?
Yes, you
No,
did.
what about Jake?
You've said that too.
Trev, just don't switch it up. Put your hand for a fist pump or a shake and wait for the other person to react. That's what I said. You have to be the
Hold it
initiator.
there, yeah.
You got to
I'm
start
seeing-
initiating.
Okay, I'll initiate more. But like that's the thing. Why can't they initiate? You know? Well, I guess that's
Well,
why,
but that
because
puts
that's where
you in the
problem
weird
is.
spot.
So I'm just gonna start, and then
It sounds
hopefully-
like your timing's off.
Hopefully they can riff off me.
Either hesitate and let them initiate or initiate yourself. It sounds like you're initiating the handshake at the exact same time as the other person.
I'm like Buddy on Horrible Bosses 2. He's like, I don't know how to do
Yeah,
this.
you
and he
got to
grabs
do
the elbow.
grab the arm and then you get
Wrong hand. Oh,
chocolate
maybe.
chip cookie all over the other guy's arm. That's a good bit in Horrible Bosses too.
Very good. Grab the elbow. Isn't that nice?
Leon Draisaitl to YouTube Trev when he awkwardly goes to shake hands. Are you doing that on purpose?
Oh, that's good, but that's just how I am.
We're going to get into the fan zone coming up right away as well. Weekly Confessions brought to you by Spectrum Rental. We're going to get into the fan zone, but I am stunned that
Well, we've guessed. Somebody's guessed it.
between
just don't know who.
YouTube and the online stream, like there are thousands of people watching or listening right now. And we can't guess this dude's middle name? Although you said it has come up, but we just haven't plucked it out of there yet.
This is correct.
So there's somebody on the YouTube chat or on the text line being like, you haven't said my suggestion yet.
Is it in both?
Correct.
Has it been in both, or just on the nasty chatter?
I think it's been in both.
Jeremiah.
Oh, that would be good.
I know, that would be good.
What's that?
Jordan.
Stop. You got to stop guessing.
Well, no, but I mean,
guesses we've made
so
like
we're
a
all doing
million
it here.
times.
That is the first time you've said Jordan.
Really?
And it is Jordan.
We said Jordan
No,
like 10
you
minutes
didn't.
ago.
No, you
Yes,
didn't.
we did.
No, you didn't.
We said Jordan 10 minutes ago.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Absolutely
I
not.
swear to God we did.
Yeg Sparky has been saying Jordan. Look at him in the nasty chat for
Wow.
so long.
Did we not say Jordan?
You didn't say Jordan.
I still think it's Josh.
No,
I don't
it
know
is-
why I wouldn't have said Jordan. One of my best friends growing up, his name was Jordan.
See, yeah, that's why. And you were overlooking. Like, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe they think that they already said it.
One of your
but
favorite athletes,
it's,
too.
It's coming in. The last name of the best basketball player ever. So I'm surprised you didn't get it, but it is Jordan. Jordan the GOAT. That's right.
My
Named
goodness.
after the best basketball player of all time.
Are you doing this as a bit or is that actually your middle name?
Trevor Jordan.
Oh, look at LeBron! Not with the right. He throws it down with the left hand.
I have
Steady.
a hard time believing
I'm the
we
GOAT.
didn't guess
Steady-headed
Jordan.
in the inbox.
Okay, well, you know what you can do? You can
We
go
got to go
back.
back to the tape.
You can go when
I'm
you get
going to
home.
do that this afternoon. I'm going to go back to the tape.
Yes.
Mind you, you would have said it if we said
I know.
it. I mean,
I know.
how do we not guess Jordan?
I know. This is what happens.
We did, but not us.
Let's go, Nasties.
Multiple people in here.
Yeah, and shout out everyone that said it for whatever reason. Dusty and LT, they just didn't read it
Yeah,
because it was like I was the only name I saw. It was Jordan. I'm like, how are they not saying this one?
That's what I mean. We didn't say it.
No,
That's your
God.
hatred of
think
Maybe
so.
I
You're just
completely
blind to it.
Maybe I completely ignore it.
you take it out of your brain.
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
how everybody ignores all the false narratives around the whole GOAT conversation. But today's not the day. Today's not the day.
Well, we've got you on it now. I mean, this is the fan zone.
There will be a day where Maddie texts me the night before and goes, "Hey, man, both Eric and Trev are sick and can't come in tomorrow." And he's be like, "What should we do?" And I'll just say, "I got this." And just like Opie before he got his head smashed in his son, spoiler alert, I'm going to sit
Wow.
in the middle of this desk by myself on a one-shot for 3 hours going over the GOAT debate. That'll happen. I need both you guys to be sick on the exact
I'd
same
tune
day.
in.
No, you couldn't tune in. You're sick.
Oh, okay.
Jeez Louise, TJ.
Yes. Yes.
All right, let's get into the fan zone. We're going to discuss somebody else that starts with a J. Jeff Skinner. The fan zone for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. Hopefully, some of you listening last night got tickets to the game on Fans First, and you were just much more intelligent than everybody else who was at the hockey game and paid for tickets on another site with larger fees. By fans, for fans, no fees at fansfirst.ca. People want me in the black tank top like Opie had in Sons of Anarchy.
I promise you, I will not be sitting here in a tank top of any kind.
Trev and I will feign illness just to get us there. I think that's the play now. Game on.
All right, what do you do with Jeff Skinner? He's turning into a lost cause here for this team. When he's healthy scratch, so you can play 6.5 minutes of both Troy Stetcher and Josh Brown, what's going on here? And do you think you could talk to him and say, hey, listen, you're not going to be a fit for our team. You have a full no movement clause. Would you like to go somewhere else to a playoff team, and they'll see if they can fit you in to their top 6 where you're not going to clearly play in the top 6 here? What would you like to see? Now, there's some of you, and I saw it on the text line yesterday, I think during Oil Stream, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 12 to 1 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I saw some people yesterday saying, look, Nuge is not helping the McDavid line. McDavid is producing more when he's not with Nuge this year than when he's with Nuge. So I saw some people yesterday on the Oil Stream saying, hey, put Jeff Skinner back up with Conor McDavid, move Nuge to the middle somewhere else, and go from there. So there are some people who would still like to see Jeff Skinner in a top 6 role. There are other people who are fine with how he's being used now, and then there's other people who say you should just try to move him, but he does have a full no movement clause, so you need the player to be on board with this. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube, by the way, there's a chance we could change 300 by 8 o'clock. We are 32 likes away. If you're watching right now, give us a thumbs up. Let's change 300 before 8 o'clock as the Oilers celebrate a 1-0 win over the Los Angeles Kings last night. McDavid goal song on the way just after 8 o'clock today. But 780-218-9999. What do you do with Jeff Skinner? If it was your call, how would you handle Jeff Skinner moving forward? 780-218-9999. This text in says, Jeff, insert middle name here, Skinner. What's Jeff Skinner's middle name? If it's Trevor, I'm going to pass out. Wouldn't that be something? Jeffrey Trevor
Jordan
Skinner. Give it to me.
Scott.
Yeah, not bad. Okay.